G'day everyone, welcome to the Armour All Summer Grill. With me is Steve Johnson. Steve, let's talk about Erebus Motorsport. They're scaling down from 3 to 2 cars for 2014 and the addition of Will Davison. How do you think that dynamic will work this year?
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's I think from Erebus's point of view, I think it's a great coup to be able to sign Will and to have Will come to the team and form a pretty strong driver lineup with him and Lee Holdsworth. On Will's side of things, it's very interesting. You know, Will's moved from a full factory team in FPR, guaranteed to win races, guaranteed to be at the front, to a team that's still developing. You know, Will has got the money and the resources behind it to be a force to be reckoned with in the future. How long that's going to be, whether it's going to be in this year in 2014 or 2015, we don't know. But at the end of the day, I know Will very well. He's been my teammate for quite a few years, and Will loves an image. He's going to be driving around in a Mercedes, an AMG. He's going to love it.
Well, look, I've got to ask, because last year there was a lot of speculation and a lot of people even wanting you to fill the seat that Will has now filled. Was there ever a possibility that might have happened?
Oh, you know, there was definitely talk about it, and you know, with my experience running the endurance series with Erebus was really good for me. I really enjoyed it. I was pretty much out on my own, doing my own thing. You know, meeting Betty on a personal level, and her husband Daniel, also Ryan Madison, who I'd known for previous years. You know, reuniting myself with Dave Stewart, who was my race engineer when I first won my first V8 supercar race in Canberra, was fantastic. So to get to know those guys on a personal level, they're just racers. They want to go racing and they want to win races. I guess the difference you see with Erebus and Betty is that, you know, what you see with Betty is what you get. There's no behind the scenes antics. It's you know, you either like her or you don't like her, and you know, I think she's fantastic. She's great. You know where you stand with her, and she's as passionate as anybody on the grid. So you know, I think, you know, in that environment, I think Will's going to suit and fit in there really well.
Yeah, well, for his comments on the first 12 months of Erebus Motorsport, here's Ross Stone.
Ross, obviously a very different year for you this year. Erebus Motorsport, a big challenge. How do you rate the season?
Yeah, different and difficult. I guess it was the timelines that started it all off. You know, we had like 107 days or something. It was just crazy, and I don't think that'll ever be repeated. But you know, I'm sort of really proud of what everybody's done, because it was such a difficult start to the year. You know, and we've worked away, and the engines were the biggest problem at the beginning of the year, but we're getting really close with them now, and a bit more work in the off season. As short as what it is for before Clipsal next year, and we'll see what shakes out.
It's been a different program from what we've seen before in terms of how it's worked with you guys here and Germany. Is it going to be any different next year?
Yeah, the plan at the moment is to be 100% self-contained in Queensland, up at Yatala at our race base, and do engines and all the body work. We'll do everything from there this year. So gives us much shorter lead times, and we're in control of our own destiny 100%, if you like. And so I think everybody is looking forward to it.
And how do you rate how the chassis development's gone over the year? Because we've talked a lot about the engine, but how did that sort of all roll out?
Yeah, well, it's sort of difficult, and a lot of people don't understand. We started the year with two throttle bodies, fly-by-wire. And then when we actually went to an 8 throttle butterfly, which was for Perth, everything we learnt with the chassis up to that point was just changed, because we had no drivability and we were trying to get around a problem. So then we had a bit more drivability, and that's when the work on the chassis proper started. But then as after Texas, we improved the power, and then a lot of your chassis stuff changes again as you do that. But it's much smaller and finer stuff, and we hope that's the case in the future as we go forward.
And potentially we're looking at 2 cars next year. Does that make much of a difference?
Yeah, it's definitely 2 cars. The difference it makes is it's a lot less work and less logistics and everything else. So we just have to focus on those 2 cars and make sure when we come out really strong, and you know, are in the mix the whole time. It's really difficult to introduce a brand new car like that, and everybody's an expert before it all starts. So I guess at the end of the year, we're sitting here, the The transmissions have improved a lot from where we were because they were a bit of a, not an issue, but they were worrying before the start of the season. But no, we've come on now, and it's more the new manufacturers that are in. I don't think V8 supercars or the business, the V8 supercar business, wasn't really ready for them and geared up on how to handle it. And the fuel issue, fuel burn issue. Now the incumbent engines, the Ford and the Chevs, they've been there for years and they're highly developed and everything else. And so we've come in with this particular engine, and it's difficult, you know, to get to those sort of figures of where they are. But because of that issue, and we will get it, there's no doubt about it, we'll get there eventually, we just need a bit more time. But, you know, here we are at the last race of the year at Homebush, and they haven't got a fuel drop number or any way to have it a level playing field as far as pit stops go. You know, they've done the fuel drop number at the Gold Coast race, and it worked really well. The Erebus car's Holdsworth car was the second quickest on the Saturday and like third or fourth fastest in the pit road time I'm talking. And so that levelled it right out. But, you know, here we're back here now, and so really that side of it they're not geared up. But I think with a year behind everyone, we should come out, and I think it'll be a much better thing next year.
The long-term sort of process of getting the engines all to the same level and the aero as well, like you didn't seem to have too many dramas with aero, but you're confident that the parity situation will be okay with time?
Yeah, I wouldn't say confident. The wheels move slowly, and to be honest, we've been held back a bit with our engine this year because just the time it takes to get any improvements done. And indeed we lost a couple of vital weeks when we were really moving on it because the thing couldn't get approved, and it was an absolute nightmare. I've got to tell you, it was a nightmare. But it's behind us, and we're looking forward and think it'll be fine.
The two-car Erebus Motorsport team, certainly one to watch this season, I think. You?
Absolutely, they're only going to go from strength to strength, and it would be great to see. We've seen Nissan have a race win. It would be great to see Mercedes have a race win this year as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, don't forget to stay tuned to speedcafe.com for more of the Armour All Summer Grill. Each and every day on the Armour All Summer Grill,
you've got the chance to win one of these, an Armour All gift pack.
For your chance to win, simply click subscribe on speedcafe.com.
And congratulations to today's winner.
Armour All Custom Shield. Defend against paint chips, scratches, bugs and tar. Easy to apply, easy to remove. Scientifically formulated to resist the weather and elements for up to 3 months. Armour All Custom Shield, available now.